You've been ignoring your feet for years. Every morning, you put on your socks, slip into your shoes, and walk through your day without a second thought. But what if your feet, the very foundation that has carried you through decades of life, have been quietly sending you distress signals that you've been dismissing as just old age? Here's the truth that most doctors don't have time to tell you in a 5-minute appointment. Diabetes doesn't always announce itself with dramatic symptoms. Sometimes, it whispers. And it whispers loudest through your feet. If you are over 55, pay very close attention to what comes next. This could be the most important thing you watch today. Sign number 1, tingling or numbness that comes and goes. You're sitting in your favorite chair, watching television, and suddenly your foot feels like it's filled with static electricity, a pins and needles sensation that fades when you move. You've probably told yourself it's because you were sitting in an awkward position. But here is what's actually happening inside your body. When blood sugar stays elevated for months or years, it slowly damages the tiny nerve fibers that run through your feet. This condition is called peripheral neuropathy, and it is one of the earliest, most overlooked signs of undiagnosed diabetes. The tingling isn't random. It's your nervous system waving a red flag. And in seniors, this damage can progress silently for years before a formal diagnosis is ever made. Don't ignore the static. Listen to it. Sign number 2, skin that has become strangely dry and cracked, especially on your heels. Look at your heels right now. Are they rough? Are there deep cracks forming along the edges, cracks that never seem to fully heal no matter how much lotion you apply? High blood sugar interferes with the body's ability to regulate moisture through the skin. The nerves that control your sweat glands in your feet get damaged, and the result is skin so dry it begins to split open. Those heel cracks are not a cosmetic problem. They are a doorway for infection, and in a diabetic body, even a small wound can spiral into something far more serious. Your heels are trying to tell you something. Are you listening? Most people assume that when something feels wrong, they'll know it immediately. They expect pain to be loud, obvious, undeniable. But diabetes is a master of disguise, and nowhere is that more dangerous than in the feet of someone who has been living with elevated blood sugar for years without knowing it. Sign number 3, burning pain, especially at night. The house is quiet. The lights are off. Your family is asleep. And then it starts, a deep, burning sensation that moves through the soles of your feet like slow fire. It keeps you awake. It makes the bed sheets feel unbearable against your skin. This is not normal aging. This is diabetic nerve pain, and it follows a cruel pattern. It gets worse when you rest, because there are no daytime distractions to mask it anymore. The nerves in your feet, damaged by years of sugar-coated blood moving through your vessels, begin misfiring signals to your brain. They send pain messages when there should be none. And the tragedy is that many seniors simply take a pain reliever and go back to sleep, never connecting those burning feet to the silent disease that is reshaping their body from the inside out. If your feet burn at night, please, do not wait. This sign deserves a doctor's attention immediately. Sign number 4, wounds or cuts that refuse to heal. Think back over the last year. Did you get a small blister from new shoes that took weeks to close? A tiny cut on your toe that became red, swollen, infected, far beyond what seemed reasonable for such a small injury? Diabetes attacks healing on 2 fronts simultaneously. First, high blood sugar thickens the blood and narrows the small vessels in your feet, reducing the oxygen and nutrients that reach damaged tissue. Second, it weakens the immune response, so your body cannot fight bacteria the way it once could. What this means for a senior is devastating in its simplicity. A small wound becomes a big problem. A blister becomes an ulcer. An ulcer, left untreated, can lead to outcomes so serious that doctors use words no patient ever wants to hear. You deserve to heal. If your body is struggling to do that, in your feet especially, that is not something to wait and see about. That is something to act on today. You've made it through so much in your life. Seasons of hardship, moments of joy, decades of caring for others, people who needed you, leaned on you, called your name when the world felt heavy. And through every single one of those moments, your feet carried you forward. Silently. Faithfully. Without a single complaint. Now it's time to return the favor. Sign number 5, changes in the color or temperature of your feet. Stand up right now, if you're able, and look at both feet side by side in good light. Really look at them. Is one foot noticeably paler than the other? Does one feel cold, almost bluish, even when the rest of your body is perfectly warm under a blanket? Or perhaps you're noticing the opposite. One foot appears reddish, almost flushed, and feels warmer, almost feverish, compared to the other. These are not random quirks of getting older. These color and temperature changes are your circulatory system sending out an emergency broadcast, and it has been trying to reach you for a long time. Here is what is happening beneath the surface. Diabetes, when uncontrolled, slowly destroys the tiny blood vessels responsible for delivering warm, oxygen-rich blood to your extremities. Your feet sit at the farthest point from your heart. They are the last to receive and the first to suffer. When circulation is compromised, cold and pale feet signal that blood is genuinely struggling to reach living tissue. Red, warm, and swollen feet signal inflammation, sometimes the beginning of an infection that the body is already losing the battle against. Both are serious. Both deserve immediate attention. And here is what breaks the heart most about this final sign: the majority of seniors never connect it to diabetes at all. They put on thicker wool socks. They tuck a hot water bottle at the foot of the bed. They tell their children, "Oh, I've always had cold feet," and everyone laughs gently and moves on. They adapt, beautifully, quietly, the way seniors always do, without ever once asking the most important question: why is this happening inside my body? The body always has a reason. It never changes without cause. And those color shifts, those temperature differences, those small daily discomforts that you have been politely pushing aside, they are not aging. They are messages. Written in the language of symptoms, addressed directly to you. If even one of these 5 signs felt familiar, if you paused during this video and thought, "That sounds like me," please do not carry that realization quietly. Book a blood sugar test this week. Ask your doctor for an HbA1c. Write down what you've been noticing and bring it to your next appointment. These signs are not a verdict. They are an early warning, and early warnings, when acted upon, save lives, save limbs, and protect the independence you have worked an entire lifetime to keep. You have spent decades showing up for the people you love. Cooking for them, worrying about them, praying for them in the quiet hours of the night. It is your turn now. Show up for yourself. If this video brought you clarity, concern, or even just a reason to look a little more carefully at your own feet tonight, please give it a like, because that one small tap helps this life-saving information reach another senior who may need it far more urgently than you know. Share it with someone, a spouse, a sibling, a dear friend who has been quietly complaining about their feet for months but hasn't seen a doctor yet. You might be sending them exactly what they needed to finally take action. And before you scroll away, drop a comment below and tell us, which of these 5 warning signs surprised you the most? Your words, your experience, your 2 lines in the comments section, they matter more than you think. Because somewhere out there, another person just like you is reading those comments, looking for a sign that they are not alone. You are not alone. And it is never too late to take care of yourself.